Hey guys, I love kids. More specifically, kids stuffed in robots. This is a terrible joke. Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the most popular indie horror games out there, and the longest lasting, I think. And because of that, people are gonna want to take their own spin on the game, and make fan games of it. Some examples of these are Five Nights at Candy's, and Chipper and Sons Lumber Company. Clear the arrows. But today, I want to focus on one created recently. One you probably haven't heard of. Because this fan game was actually made on and uploaded to Roblox. The game? Submarine Simulator. Sticking around, even after all those disclaimers? Fine, let's start. So, I actually didn't see this game on my recommended tab for once. In fact, that's not even how I found it. But my friend Chainless told me about it, and I honestly thank him for it. He said it wasn't a submarine simulator at all, but instead a scary game. And I thought by scary game he meant limbs and blood all over the place. This is the actual conversation we had. I only played it because I saw Flamingo's video on it, and now here we are. Let's start with how we're presented to the game. Wait, what the game is marketed as a normal simulator on Roblox, like Sonic Speed Simulator, or a Beast Worm Simulator, I guess. It does a perfect job at disguising itself in both its description and title screen. Let's start with that, shall we? So, as simulators do, this game's description is full of emojis and stuff. Normally to catch the player's attention, but this will prove to be... Hey! I saw what you were doing. You were scrolling through the description, weren't you? Can't blame you. It's only fair. But if you continue to scroll through the description, prepare to have your immersion shattered, because it says in blatant text. This is a fan game of Five Nights at Freddy's by Scott Cawthon. Anyway, if you shrugged this off and thought it was a funny Fnaf joke, then you probably thought there was no immersion to begin with. Upon opening the game, it shows a pretty normal looking title screen. This is also amazing, since it adds another level of immersion, and makes that disclaimer look even more fake. But once you press that play button, the immersion really will break, and the game will begin. So, I have started every single part of these chapters with so. When you press the play button, rather than opening into a cheery submarine game filled with other people, you're watching a documentary tape about how you were chosen, or how you signed up, to take your submarine down the Mariana Trench to investigate it. This whole thing reminds me of Fnaf 6, and they honestly got this whole introduction to a T in my opinion. Like, come on, where's the difference? After the documentary tape ends, you're thrown straight into the game. So let's discuss... Wait, what? Sorry. We are now hundreds, probably thousands of kilometers under the sea in the Mariana Trench. And yet our submarine has not given out to any of this underwater pressure. This first night... sorry. Day is very uneventful, but it reels you in, no pun intended, to what the gameplay is going to look like. You hold down a button for a task which you may have to do multiple times, and you're done. This sort of reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy's 6 Freak Show, an unfortunately cancelled Fnaf 6 remake, or fan remake. More specifically, the second office task, where you have to hold a button so a bar goes up. If you want more info on the game, go watch Yaz video on it. I highly recommend you check it out. After my video, of course. Hey! Anyway, After the day, you get treated to an after-night minigame like Fnaf 3 or Fnaf 4, where you have to match cards of random beach or ocean-related objects together.
Bitch, what the fuck is...
Oh yeah, the catch. When you match everything else, your last pair is always the head of someone. This is your daughter. I'll explain it more later. For now, let's move on to... Day 2 is when shit starts getting real. Or, well, when the scary stuff starts happening. Basically, there's this monster thing, his name is Jerry, and, he doesn't like being looked at. He explains this all in a piece of dialogue after a bit in the night. In my opinion, this is genius. Like Chipper and Sons Lumber Company, go watch Alia's video on that too. The game introduces the enemy before he becomes aggressive. Now granted, that is the only parallel between the two, and it's not very good, but it's still worth pointing out. The day continues on as normal. We get another minigame where we have to dodge bombs, and your daughter's head. Now shit is going to start getting real. After completing one task, if you're a speedrunner like me, Jerry monologues about how we're a fake friend and that our soul isn't clean. So he just decides to try and kill us. Wow, very cool. Anyway, this is where we're introduced to our first enemy mechanic, Jerry. That is literally what it's called in the custom night menu. Jerry doesn't like being looked at, as established during day 2. So he's gonna make sure you're looking at him. Jerry first approaches from the window, slowly creeping up on you, and oh god! As you saw there, the way to get rid of him is by using your notebook, which I love. I know I said I love a lot of things about this game, but come on, a common Golden Freddy in a mechanic? What else could be better? After the game ends, we have our first lore cutscene. This shows us in a hospital, where when we go through the door, on the other side of the room, we have this dialogue exchange. How is she?
It's not looking very good. We are doing our best to keep her alive.
Can I see her?
We still cannot let you see her.
Please.
I am sorry, Mr. Joe.
Okay, now we know what's happening with those faces. As stated earlier, that is our daughter, and she's in the hospital for, I don't know. We're doing the submarine job to get enough money to support her. Now the story makes sense. Well, it would if we knew what she was in the hospital for. This night introduces a new enemy mechanic, Side Jerry. This version of Jerry appears on both sides of your room, more specifically by the oxygen tanks and by the computer. If the text on screen isn't a hint enough for you, then you have to look away. The notebook doesn't work on him. Sure, we still have normal Jerry, but don't use the notebook on Side Jerry. It won't work! Anyway, after you finish all your tasks and resurface, you're in your house, watching TV, and on one side of a room, there's a picture of your beloved daughter. On the other side, 2 pictures of you. After a bit, the TV turns to static and then turns back on with Jerry's face on it. It's simple, but impressive. I wonder what night minigame this is based off of. This is the last day with the new enemy mechanic, and that is Window Jerry. I haven't quite figured out Window Jerry yet, and I doubt anyone has. But here's what I think he does. So, if you've been paying attention, you may have noticed you have a reflection in your, Window Jerry will cover your screen with black tentacles. That is possibly under the most layers of sus ever. To combat this, you must press F to escape them. You can tell if he's about to do this due to his reflection in the window. Now this is where I'm confused. Do you pull up the notebook or shine the light if he's in the window to stall his attack? I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you can and how. But after this day ends, we're back in the hospital, and we finally get to see our daughter, which I still have no idea what she's in the hospital for. These 2 days are together, since no new stuff is added during them, but there are still after night minigames, and they're quite interesting. Anyway, day 6 ends with you going to see your daughter again. This time you actually get to go into her room, and you have 2 pieces of dialogue to her. I am so sorry. Your dad loves you. Day 7 is the end of the game. It took me a bit to beat this level actually, but I did it. And after you press those 3 arrows, Jerry has come up with you and is going on a genocide. And all you can do is watch, helplessly, as Jerry kills everyone you know. The end screen shows a ghost of you and your daughter. You both obviously didn't survive the altercation, but it's still nice to be together again. And now you're at rest, with Jerry still possibly out there killing everything that looks at him. Of course, though, not everything can be perfect. Not even the things I label as perfect. So I think it's best if we see what can help the game improve so it can truly be perfect. These things are mainly mobile related because I played the game on mobile. Let's begin. First of all, office panning. Panning is one of the most essential mechanics in Fnaf, mainly because you need to see which side an animatronic is coming from, and which animatronic that is. Especially in Fnaf 2. That doesn't help when there's an enemy that tries to kill you when you pan across the submarine, and you're going to need to go back and forth a lot. So I think it would be best if mobile had those arrows in Fnaf 6 to look left and right. It would definitely be better, because panning on there is so slow. Actually really slow. I'm not even joking. Second of all, we have the task. While it may seem like common sense, the tasks are impossible to do. Not that I'm saying that they're bad, it's just that it's kind of hard to do them. But it's especially impossible to do them on mobile, because you have to hold your finger down on it while PC players get to move their cursor across the room as long as they're holding down the left mouse button. Then they get to do the task, as well as the speed of which the bar goes down after you finish holding it down if you're not done. That goes super fast. Maybe a change they could make is making it so PC players must have their cursor in the button, and the progress bar doesn't go down as fast when you stop holding down the task button. So, do I love this game? Hell yeah. Do I recommend you go play it like I said at the start? Hell yeah. Is this video also a scripted video? Hell yeah. Will I actually end this video rather than saying, hell yeah? Hell yeah. Thank you so much for watching my video on Submarine Simulator. Maybe one of the coolest Fnaf fan games I've ever seen. Like, come on, who makes a Fnaf fan game and puts it on Roblox? No one. That's who. I made this video to beat other Fnaf fan game reviewers to the punch, like Oh Yeah or Postura, I guess. I do recommend checking them both out. Their channels are linked below. They're the inspiration behind this video as well, so that's cool. If you did enjoy watching this video and it sent tingles down your spine, good ones. Like, subscribe and ring the bell, join my Discord server, and that's all. I already gave my shout out to Yeah and Postura a moment ago, shouted in quotations, so I guess it's time I end this video. Anyway, bye!
Hey guys, today we're going to be reacting to this music disc. This is actually pretty good.